Resident Evil. Zombies in Resident Evil are humans infected with the T-virus, a biological weapon developed by Dr. James Marcus of the Umbrella Corporation. Unlike traditional undead, these are not reanimated corpses, but living people whose bodies and organs have been severely damaged by the virus. Infection strips away higher brain function, leaving only aggression, loss of reason, and a drive to consume human flesh. The earliest zombies appeared in Marcus's illegal experiments, followed by major incidents such as the Arklay Hospital outbreak in 1993 and the Mansion incident in 1998, when the virus leaked from Umbrella's Arklay laboratory. Later that same year, a larger outbreak in Raccoon City wiped out nearly the entire population when the water supply was contaminated. The government ultimately destroyed the city with a missile strike to stop the infection from spreading further. The T-virus creates more than just one kind of zombie. Standard zombies are slow and decayed but relentless. Some variants mutate into stronger types such as Crimson Heads, which are faster and more aggressive, or special strains that give infected people enhanced strength, speed, and limited intelligence. These mutations, combined with the virus's ability to spread through bites, blood, and even contaminated water, make it one of the deadliest fictional zombie viruses, capable of wiping out cities in days and evolving into new, more dangerous forms. World War Z. The zombies in World War Z are humans reanimated after infection by the Solanum virus. In the novels by Max Brooks, these creatures follow a more traditional design, slow-moving, relentless, and dangerous in groups. They spread the infection primarily through biting or scratching, and only destruction of the brain can permanently stop them. While they appear clumsy alone, large hordes can easily surround survivors, making them extremely lethal. The film adaptation presents them very differently. Here, the infected transform in as little as 12 seconds, violently convulsing before rising again. Unlike the slower counterparts in the books, these zombies are fast and aggressive, often moving with animal-like behavior. They are able to climb over one another to scale walls, chase victims in coordinated swarms, and ignore those who are severely ill or injured. This trait allowed researchers to create a vaccine that masks healthy individuals by simulating disease, making them invisible to the hordes. The video game expands on the film's version, showing that the infected can travel underwater, dodge attacks, and appear in specialized forms. Regular Zeeks overwhelm with sheer numbers, while special types like lurkers, bulls, and gas bags present unique threats. Together, they highlight how adaptable and overwhelming the infection can be in every medium. 28 Days Later. The infected in 28 Days Later are not traditional zombies, but living humans overtaken by the rage virus. The virus originated in the Cambridge Primate Research Center and spreads rapidly through blood and saliva. Once exposed, a person transforms in as little as 10 to 20 seconds, experiencing violent spasms, hemorrhaging from the eyes and mouth, and vomiting infectious blood. The virus shuts down higher brain functions, leaving only an uncontrollable state of aggression and rage. Infected individuals will attack anyone they see, including family or loved ones, and feel no instinct for self-preservation. They ignore injuries and often fight until death or collapse. Although the rage virus does not kill its host outright, early generations of the infected neglected eating and drinking, leading most to die of starvation or dehydration within weeks. Over time, however, some adapted, showing animal-like behavior such as forming packs, hunting animals, and even reproducing. Variants later emerged, including the original fast ones, the bloated and slow-moving slow lows, and the physically powerful alphas. One of the reasons the rage virus is considered one of the deadliest fictional infections is its speed of transmission and near-instant transformation. Even a single drop of infected blood can create a new infected within seconds, making containment nearly impossible once an outbreak begins. The Last of Us. The infected are the result of a mutated strain of the cordyceps fungus that adapted to infect humans. Once the fungus enters the body through a bite or inhaled spores, it begins to grow inside the brain, destroying tissue and taking control of motor functions. This strips away memory and personality, leaving behind only aggression and the instinct to spread the infection. Victims gradually lose control of their body as the fungus mutates them into more dangerous forms. The infection spreads in stages. Within 2 days, a person becomes a runner, still human in appearance but violently aggressive. After weeks or months, the host develops fungal growths on the face and body, becoming a stalker that hides and ambushes prey. After a year, the skull bursts open as the fungus destroys the eyes, creating the clicker. Blind but strong, they navigate with echolocation. Over several years, the infection produces bloaters, covered in thick fungal plating and capable of releasing spore bombs. Shamblers develop in damp environments, spreading clouds of acidic spores. The rarest form is the rat king, created when multiple infected fuse into one massive creature after decades. Even in death, the fungus continues growing, anchoring the host's body to walls and releasing spores, ensuring the cycle of infection continues. Train to Busan. The outbreak in Train to Busan and its connected films is caused by an unnamed bioengineered virus that first appeared in animals before rapidly spreading to humans. The earliest sign of infection is shown when a deer struck by a truck reanimates, suggesting the virus's ability to override death-like states. The source is linked to a biotech company whose work accidentally unleashed the mutagen, contaminating the environment and triggering a nationwide crisis. Once a human is bitten or scratched, the infection spreads within seconds to minutes. Victims display violent convulsions before fully transforming, at which point they lose all sense of identity and become extremely aggressive. Unlike traditional zombies, they do not consume flesh, but instead focus solely on spreading the infection by attacking others. Their speed, agility, and mob-like behavior make them especially dangerous as they can overwhelm survivors by sheer numbers. Breaking through barriers or trampling over one another in pursuit of prey, these infected rely heavily on sight and sound. In darkness or low light, they struggle to detect victims, allowing survivors to use stealth as a means of escape. Their main weakness is destruction of the brain, which is the only guaranteed method of extermination. Busan briefly stood as a safe zone during the outbreak, but like other cities, it eventually succumbed to the relentless spread of the virus. Call of Duty: Zombies. The zombies in Call of Duty originate from experiments conducted during World War II using a mysterious substance known as Element 115. This element has the ability to reanimate the dead, but the results are unstable, creating violent and uncontrollable undead. Nazi scientists in Group 935 sought to harness 115 for super soldiers and advanced weaponry, but their attempts only unleash swarms of zombies across research sites and battlefields. Once reanimated, the infected display heightened aggression and act on pure instinct to attack the living. They spread quickly in massive waves, overwhelming any defenses. Over time, exposure to Element 115 also produced more specialized variants, such as hellhounds, flaming demonic dogs, and unique boss-like undead that appear in different outbreaks. Some zombies even retain traces of past lives, with echoes of memory or speech, showing the element's strange effect on the human mind. The outbreaks eventually expanded beyond Earth, reaching other dimensions and timelines. Ancient cosmic beings known as the Apothecons manipulated the spread of 115 to weaken reality, tying the existence of zombies to a much larger conflict between the Keepers and their corrupted counterparts. This lore positions the Call of Duty zombies as not just reanimated corpses, but pawns in a vast interdimensional struggle fueled by dark science and eldritch influence. Zombieland. In Zombieland, the world is overrun by people infected with a mutated version of mad cow disease, which has become known as mad zombie disease. Those infected lose all sense of humanity and transform into violent predators whose only drive is to attack the living. The most common type are normal zombies. They are not particularly intelligent, but their sheer numbers and persistence make them dangerous. Survivors often face swarms of them, and some encounters show how relentless they can be, continuing to crawl or strike even after being heavily injured. Beyond the standard infected, the outbreak has produced several special variants with unique traits. The Homer is the least intelligent, slow, and clumsy, but can spread infection further by exploding upon death. The Hawking is more cunning than others, using problem-solving skills to reach prey, such as bypassing locked doors. The Ninja is stealth-based, relying on silence and ambush tactics, making it especially lethal in dark or confined spaces. Finally, the T-800 is the strongest and most durable type, capable of withstanding heavy gunfire and continuing to fight when ordinary zombies would be destroyed. These evolving mutations highlight how the infection has created unpredictable and increasingly lethal threats for survivors. Dead Space. The necromorphs in dead space are reanimated corpses, reshaped into horrific forms by an infection transmitted through mysterious alien artifacts called markers. These markers emit a powerful electromagnetic signal that alters dead tissue on a cellular level, reassembling it into necromorph biomass. Once transformed, the creatures are extremely aggressive and exist only to kill living beings and gather more bodies for conversion. The process is rapid and violent, breaking bones, twisting organs, and producing entirely new limbs or weapons from the host's flesh. The infection spreads through specialized necromorphs known as infectors, which implant the pathogen directly into corpses. Living victims are not instantly transformed, but as their bodies fail, the infection gradually consumes their organs until they reanimate. Many variations exist, from the common slasher to massive brutes made from multiple hosts. The type of necromorph created depends on the available biomass and location, showing a coordinated system behind the outbreak. This coordination comes from hive minds, massive creatures that act as conduits for the marker signal and direct smaller necromorphs. Ultimately, all necromorph activity serves the Brethren Moons, colossal intelligent entities created after a convergence event. Their goal is to consume entire civilizations, using necromorphs as tools to fuel their cycle of extinction across the universe.